Give a warm round of applause for
King Andile, mama.
And he captures the moment.
King Andile, mama.
Man, it is extraordinary.
Congratulations and welcome to the incoming Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Gayton McKenzie.
Oh, McKenzie.
And the first thing that he's had to say is spinning of vehicles is going to be a big sport. That's what he's putting his money behind. The cars are spin. We're out the gates and we're spinning cars. Out the gates, Chief. Mahlatsi Makulubela. Nazruddin Nabi, one of the most popular names in South African football because of his alignment to Kaizer Chiefs. You know, no call to say, hey, how's it going there?
Oh, well, look, anything is possible. Anything is possible.
I'm just asking if he did call. I mean, you're a younger player, it's all good, but if he did call,
I would gladly take it.
Mamelodi Sundowns parting ways with Rulani Mokoena, broken by Mazola Mole for the Super Journal. Award-winning journalism in what he's been able to do with the Rulani Mokoena story. But Nadim here, when we were unpacking how well Rulani had done this season, Nadim had a different view altogether a couple of months ago. All of us in the studio looked at him and said, go take your pills. You didn't take your medication. He's proven to be right.
Sundowns is very clear. They want to win the Champions League.
You think this could make or break Rulani as a coach at Sundowns?
I'll be surprised if I see him next season if he loses this match. I'll be surprised if I see Rulani next season.
Hi, bro. Enemy number one.
I put Andy in the
And this is me imitating him one last time. Congratulations to the chairman. Congratulations to the Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club. Congratulations to the Motsepe family. Congratulations to those incredible human beings. I'm very proud of this group of players. Ah, man.
Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM. Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Game over.
Thank you so much to the touchdown. They do it again tomorrow between 3 and 6. It's Loot Love and Tebow Touch. The best drive anyway on radio. You can trust me on that one. And congratulations to the breakfast show. Baby Metro's arrived. We were all so ecstatic and so happy. Congratulations to Lindy as well as Usabelo on a successful bringing into the world of their baby daughter. A big one, that. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm 40 years old. I've been alive long enough to be able to put one and one together, yeah? I've been alive long enough to say, no, man, this doesn't make sense. The DStv Premiership is, in my books, and you can argue this, in my books, is one of the most successfully run leagues, if not the most successful run league in Africa. And I know many say, yeah, it's fallen off the top 10, but in my books, one of the top 10 leagues in the world. The administration of the DStv Premiership has been impeccable. Yeah, there's definitely things that happen here and there where you're like, ooh, they could have done this better, but that's everywhere. But in my books, the DStv Premiership is one of the better run leagues in world football. Now, where am I going with this? I saw a circular that came out, an urgent circular that came out from the DStv Premiership, and it read something: immediate hold on DStv Premiership logo on kit until further notice. That was the big headline, right? Immediate hold on DStv Premiership logo on kit until further notice. And it goes on to say, NSL Circular number 89 of 2024 informed Premier Division to put on hold the process of finalizing the kit as the league is finalizing a new version of the Premier Division logo to be used on the right shoulder of the jersey this season. Now listen to me. Over 40-year-old Andile looks at this and says, no, not the league that is run the way that this league has been run by the people that run it. I know it well enough to know that there's something a little bit more to this. The DStv Premiership and its leadership are not waiting till, what is the date today? The 9th of July to take this out. This is an obvious smokescreen for something bigger, not the logo, but for something bigger, for what will be an imminent, in my books anyway, announcement that'll shake up the DStv Premiership. But then why the logo? Why? Yes, it'll need to change. I think so. We've all been reading the newspapers. We've all been reading the Financial Mail. We've all been reading everything finance with big companies, blue chip companies in this country. Now put one and one together. What does that tell you when you read this and you think about everything that you've been reading about companies? What does that tell you? So I think that the leadership at the DStv Premiership looked at this and said, okay, without causing too much damage, how do we, at the moment, put this on hold while we come up with something or come out with something that is bigger? Am I worried about it? No. We've learned over the years that the DStv Premiership, as it's known now, is one of the better platforms that private sectors want to put their money in. And hence, you have 3 cup tournaments. You have the main one as well. And then you have all these sub-tournaments that are coming up because people want to be involved in this thing. Andile, what are you saying? I'm saying, as much as I'm over 40 years old and I put 1 and 1 together, from what I've just said, I know that you can put 1 and 1 together. Watch out for a big announcement that will come that will make sense of this circular, which to me doesn't make sense. It's 11 after the hour 6 on the Mighty Metro FM.
Mandela Month is here.
We are moved by a sense of joy.
Let's commemorate the Diva spirit by embracing unity, compassion, and service.
When the grass turns green and the flowers bloom.
What positive change can you create in your community? Metro FM. It's where you want to be. Metro FM Talk Recap with Faith Mangolbe.
How do you feel about your child's teachers being on TikTok during school hours, taking TikTok videos with your children? I scroll through TikTok and I see teachers doing those dances with your learners, with your kid in the video next to the whiteboard, and they're busy doing
I just wanted to say, Faith, on your comment about TikTok. Why are our teachers not doing Math Olympiad on TikTok? Why are they not showing spelling bee competitions on TikTok? That platform could be used by teachers, but positively to influence other kids, and not necessarily for all of us to always be following Umkuku.
If I was a parent and all I saw my child doing on TikTok in a school uniform was just dancing, I don't know.
Metro FM Talk with Faith Mangolbe. Monday to Thursday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Sports Night Amplified with Ndile on Metro FM. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sports.
It's 12 after the hour 6 on the Mighty Metro FM. Getting a lot of you texting me personally saying, Ndile, what are you talking about? Just hear me out here. Circular comes out, speaks about a delay that has to do with, obviously, money being put in because you need to change the logo. Why are you changing the logo? Have a thought about that. That's all I'm going to say on this now. And as time goes on, I'll give you a little bit more on this. But I'm telling you now, big change imminent in the Premier Soccer League. Yeah? All right. Let's move on. Because Mazola Molefe is a member of this team every single Monday. He's part of the Three Wise Men alongside with Victor Hlungwane. And whenever he comes on, he says things that people always like, but he's been spot on, and we'd like to give him his dues every now and then to say, this is what you've done. Just a couple of days ago, including yesterday, he spoke about Kobamelo Kodisang, who was coming back to play South African football, to play at Mamelodi Sundowns. And, many said, why do you move from Portugal to come here? Is it even possible? Why would he do that? Well, it's proven to be true. Today, Sundowns announcing that Kobamelo Kodisang will be joining them.
The deal between Mamelodi Sundowns and Moreirense in Portugal for Kobamelo Kodisang is very close, if not a done deal already. But we'll find out soon enough. I'm talking about club-to-club agreement, personal terms. The player is still contracted to the Portuguese team until June 2027. So Sundowns would have to pay a sizable transfer fee, which is not a problem for Sundowns. In January, they spent 80 million on 2 players, so they can make that happen.
So, Mazala, that's just giving you your flowers because you called it, announced today, and we're going to stop giving flowers because I think we live in a beautiful garden here. You know, flowers are all around us from all the praises we get from you, and we appreciate it. It's just us doing our job. And thank you so much to Mazola Molefe. He's back on Monday alongside the other two, myself and the principal, the three wise men. Today, though, we've got quite a show for you. Leruma Tobejane, he's a friend of the room. He's always here. He speaks to us all the time. He represents, every time I think of a team that I need to call because there's legal issues, 80% of the time, the lawyer representing them will be Leruma Tobejane. Sometimes I wonder what's going to happen when they have beef with each other. You know, what's going to be the outcome there? It's going to be Leruma in one room talking to himself. But he's a friend of the room, and he's been greatly, helpful in helping us understand and navigate through, law jargon at some point that we didn't quite understand, and putting things plainly and bluntly for us. If you remember him, he's the man that we spoke to about the Royal AM saga with Nokovic. We've also gone to him with Swallows matters. We've gone to him with La Masia matters. Now, all those matters, some of them have been concluded. We're going to speak to him about also Royal AM. What's happened there with the Nokovic matter? Are they going to still try and fight it? Are they paying the ban? Where lies that issue? But also, does he have a Ferrari? I don't know. Let's see if we can get Luruma on the line now. Luruma Tobejane, Luruma.
Good evening, Andy, and to the listeners.
It's been a while, sir. How are you?
It has been a while. A long time no see, no hear.
Luruma,
still great.
Do you own a Ferrari?
No. I wish I had one.
Is your ambition to one day have one?
Lamborghini, not Ferrari. Lambo.
You know, I asked because somebody said to me, Andile, you might know this team. It plays its football in the ABC Motsepe. It's called Ruma Football Club. And they sent me the logo, and I said, no, man, this is a Ferrari.
No, that team, I know that team. Yeah, Ruma United, I know it's that team, yes. Yeah.
Okay, no, I hear you. Let's move on to things that you know a little bit more about. It's been a while since we've spoken. I thought let's touch base on a couple of things before the season begins. One in particular, of course, but just to introduce Leruma, of course, he's a friend of the room. If you're just joining us for the first time, he's an advocate with Botha Mason and Tobejane attorneys. He is the forementioned person, if you're going to be speaking about all legal things in football, that's the man you go to. Now, SAFA arbitrator Nazir Kasim has made a ruling on the complaints lodged by La Masia against Motsepe Foundation Championship side Marumo Gallants, who are represented by yourself and Pretoria Kellys as well. What is that ruling? What does it mean for the larger part? These two matters have been concluded from what I understand?
Yes, the two matters have been concluded. The matter involving La Masia and Marumo Gallants, the complaint by La Masia was dismissed by Advocate Kasim. La Masia took the matter on review in the Johannesburg High Court. The review application was also dismissed. So the judgment was delivered on the 26th.
Let's perhaps touch on it again, the La Masia matter, because, with Pretoria Kellys was a rather complicated one, and it's one that we've seen before in the DStv Premiership with Ajax this time around when Doro was said to have played for 3 teams in the same season, in the same calendar year, I think it was, and they got some points deducted, and that saw the fall of Ajax going into the lower leagues. This was a very similar case, was it not?
Yeah, similar but different.
How so?
In my own view. This is the point that I raised, but I was defeated on this point. The regulations that applied during the Ndoro case were the FIFA RFTP, were the old ones. And the new ones have been amended to say that there must be what is called mandatory electronic domestic transfer system for registration of players in an association, like here in South Africa. So, and the rules are quite very clear that if you don't apply that system, then the registration of those players are invalid in as far as the application of the FIFA RFTP is concerned. That's the point that I made. That's the point that Advocate Kasim disagreed with me. But luckily, the complaint was out of time in terms of the NSL handbook.
What does that mean? Because what I'm hearing is you lost that case on merit, according to Advocate Kasim, who ruled against you on this one. Then I don't remember seeing points deducted, though.
No, but you see, the problem with what La Masia lost as a complaint was dismissed by Advocate Kasim on the basis that if you lodge a complaint that relates to the registration of a player, that complaint must be lodged within 40 days after the closing of the window period if the registration took place during the window period of registration, or within 40 days after the registration of that player if the registration took place outside the window. So that Kasim was very clear. The ruling is very clear. But what Advocate Kasim said, which is what he did not know to, and we did not want to challenge that because he said, well, La Masia says during the match that you played against them on the 12th of May, if I'm not mistaken, they wanted to protest against you, Marumo Gallants, in respect of the same player. But you withdrew the player, meaning there was no protest formally lodged by La Masia. So, in essence, he said you should have at least reported yourself. And then he reprimanded Marumo Gallants for that, not for the complaint that they've lodged. So you cannot go and open a case of theft, and then when the judge says, no, but this claim has prescribed, but at least the guilty party, had you been on time, should have reported himself. I find him guilty for not reporting himself, and you say now you have won the case. No, I disagree there.
No, I mean, I hear you. Marumo Gallants then keeping all 3 points, but there was a fine to be paid, correct?
Yeah, there was a fine to be paid. Now, not a fine, sorry. We have to pay the costs. It was a reprimand, and we have to pay the cost of the arbitration and the cost of La Masia.
All right,
and La Masia took that on review. So they lost in court with costs in favor of Marumo Gallants.
I hear you. Let's move on to the other one, because this is the one I have particular interest in, especially because I've just seen the player that was involved in that announced that Chippa United, he's going to be joining Chippa United. And you know, I then thought to myself, Kolane Sitole, this is the same name. He was involved in the La Masia and Kelly's saga, which you represented Kelly's in here. What was the issue?
Yeah, just to clarify, I represented the player in this issue.
Was the player himself directly?
Yeah, directly. I represent the player. Now, the issue there was very clear. The boy had applied to change his date of birth to correctly reflect the day when he was born. And he did that in 2019. Years before he even dreamt of playing professional football in South Africa. So it took some time for the department to approve that application for change of date of birth. But when it was finally approved, it was after some years, and he got that approval, I think, on the 4th of June 2023. And once he got the approval, he had a right to use the right and the correct ID number, which is 2001. There's no fraud there. He was not even playing for any of the PSL teams or NFD teams. He didn't even dream of playing football at a higher level.
So let me ask you this, just out of interest, Luruma, to put context into this. At the time in 2019, when he's applying for a different ID to reflect his correct age, was his correct age younger or older than he was purportedly on the ID that he already held?
The correct ID number would have meant that he's become a younger player instead of an older player.
Okay.
But there's nothing wrong. You cannot say merely because now you are now changing to be a younger player, then your change is fraudulent, but without proof. I mean, in 2019, he had no ambition of playing football at a higher level. He didn't even play football at a higher level. And he had to correctly reflect the date
Yeah,
of birth.
but he was already playing. He was already playing football. He's what? He's 23 years old now, according to the new ID. What was the disparity in years? Was it a large gap?
I don't know.
Come on, Naruma, you do know.
If you are born in 2001,
yeah,
but your ID reflects that you were born in 1997, and when you change, you'll get the benefit.
So there was a 4-year discrepancy.
Yeah,
that he'd lived with his whole life and was okay with, up until the point where he decided, no, I want to be 4 years younger. I want to go back to the date that I was actually born, and he went to correct it. That's what I'm understanding.
But Andile, that is not the criteria that we use.
Okay.
The bottom line is this change fraudulent, and what is the evidence that you have? Merely because he's becoming a younger player does not mean that is fraud. Does not mean that he's gaining any advantage. What advantage is he gaining by being young?
By being younger?
Yes.
Oh, come on, Luruma. As far as I don't need to tell you. I don't need to tell you.
No, but remember, you must go back to 2019. So it's not like he went to change when he was playing for Pretoria Gillies or for Umtongati or for Catholic. He was not even playing professional football.
I don't disagree with you, and I don't doubt the validity of whether he was young or not. I'm just saying, though, we need to be honest about one thing. Being younger in a professional football space is an advantage.
No, it's an advantage.
Okay.
If you, as a player, you're acting fraudulently.
No, it's an advantage. If you are younger, I'm not saying whether. I'm just generally, if you are younger, it is an advantage. We can agree on that, right, Luruma?
No, I agree with you.
Okay. No, I can't question. I mean, I wasn't there the day he was born. I can't question whether he's young or older. I just have to take your word for it. I'm just relaying the story just so we understand it fully. If Nickel thing, then I must be the father of the room.
But let me ask you a simple question.
Uh-huh.
Do you think teams that he played for must be penalized for him having changed his ID in 2019 when they register him in 2023?
I think that there's a reasonable suspicion on a continent where age cheating is a big deal. It's prevalent. I think there's reasonable suspicion, and I would understand if anybody were to look into it.
I cannot falter the club or the player, but I represented the player. I didn't see anything wrong with him changing a wrong date of birth to the correct date of birth.
Okay. No, I hear you. Let's move on from it, because it's one of those where we can speculate all we want about how old someone is, what's the rightful age or not. I mean, people can make up their own mind. And also, these things have a way of showing up when a person gets older. So, we'll wait 15, 20 years. And then we'll figure it out. He's just signed for Chipa United. He was announced today, so congratulations to him there. Let's move on to the big matter that people on this show in particular are invested in. We saw the struggles of Royal AM in the last season, and a lot of those you can put at the doorstep of not being able to sign and refresh that team. What is the latest on what Royal AM intend to do with the ban?
Andrea, like I told you before, the matter was before CAS. The matter was heard on the 13th of May, if I'm correct. Yes, yeah, my memory still serves me well. It was on the 13th of May, 2024. And we put a good case. It's up to those three arbitrators to come with a ruling. But I can tell you, it was not a freeway for either Nokovic or FIFA. It was a real contest. I wish you were there. I wish you were allowed to be in the platform so that you can see what argument we presented there as well, AM. Lose or win, I still believe that we put a good fight. We represented ourselves with dignity and pride. And I believe that the arbitrators who listened to us had something to chew. They had something to think about before making a ruling. They requested extension of the date for rendering the arbitral award to the 15th of July, which is next week, Monday, meaning anytime we might receive the arbitral award from CAS.
So you're
win or lose, I'll be proud of myself, yeah.
I mean, win or lose, it's a tough one that for the team, I can imagine, who fought this hard and there.
We had a very strong case. It is not a matter of us being questioned about certain things. FIFA was put on the spot by those arbitrators for things that happened during this case, Nokovic case. So it was not easy for FIFA, I can tell you now. And it was not easy for Nokovic as well. So it was a real contest. That's why I'm saying we presented a good case, and we believed in our case. And I think the interrogation that FIFA legal representative had to endure from the panelists was an illustration of the fact that indeed we're not making up a case.
This is in particular with Nurkovic, but also there was the Nascimento case as well.
The Nascimento case, according to me, is not a case. Royal AM paid the 600,000 rand, and there's proof of payment of the 600,000 rand. He was terminated in April. He was given the 2 months, May and June, and he went to FIFA, and FIFA said he was claiming more than 600,000 rand, and FIFA said, but you're entitled to only 600,000 because your contract was ending up in June, and Royal AM had already paid him that. So why should Royal AM go to CAS to fight him over something that he has already received? I think he's just misguided that what is Nascimento is. Well, there's no case there. Nascimento, there's no case there. He was paid.
Do you think you're going to finally win the Nokovic one?
If you ask me, I'm still confident that we'll win the Nokovic one.
If not, have you discussed that with your client to say what then happens now with the season about to begin? Yet again, they're the only team inactive at the moment.
Remember, if you don't win, then you have to pay. But you don't pay until you are happy that you are wrong. Because if you believe that you are right, why should you pay until somebody says you are wrong? And the case that we presented before the arbitrators was a clear indication that there's something not right at FIFA. And unfortunately, I'm speaking to you without you having the benefit of sitting there and listening to the arbitrators.
I've sat with you here and listened to this case over and over and over again over the last year or so, and I'm hoping that they understood it differently and saw it differently to how seemingly they've been seeing it over the last year or so.
Yeah, you see, Andile, it's difficult for me to explain to you what's wrong with that Nokovic case because
no, please try. I'm not so blunt. Trust me, try.
Andile, to start with, I just want to address this issue. The first difficulty that we had with FIFA was when FIFA said they sent documents to me and I did not respond on behalf of Royal AM. I put my foot down and said I never received any document from FIFA and you will not proceed with this matter and finalize it without my input on behalf of Royal AM. And you must prove that you have served those documents on me. The next thing what FIFA did was to send a letter to say, no, we see that there was a technical glitch. Here are the documents. Please respond by this time. I responded. We were told that the arbitral award shall be notified by the 27th of April. Come the 27th of April, no arbitral award is notified. I receive notification on the 22nd of May, 2023. FIFA, once more, comes and say, no, we didn't have to send it to you. They sent it to the same wrong email, which is not my email. And that was what the panelists asked them. If, for the first time, you were told that this email is not an email of Mr. Leruma's client, it's not Mr. Leruma's email, in terms of the regulations, once a club is represented by a legal representative, notification or all correspondence must go to the legal representative. You have failed to do so. Why did you do this? And according to them, they said the decision was notified on the 3rd of May, and I have proof of the notification from FIFA, and they were asked, why did Mr. Leruma receive this notification if notification was not done on the 22nd? And this comes from FIFA. They said, yeah, it comes from FIFA. They said, but it says notification of award. Why did he get this? They couldn't answer. You see?
So it's for you. You're trying to work this and win this on that technicality.
It's not a technicality.
What is it?
Remember why Royal AM was banned was because they failed to pay 12 million and they failed to appeal the decision on time. It's on technicality. We're banned for refusing to pay because, according to FIFA, we failed to appeal the decision on time, the decision that we never received.
When just say that date again. When are we expecting that verdict so that we can have you on the phone?
Latest Monday the 15th.
Latest Monday the 15th. We'll be giving you a shout.
Thank you.
Win or lose, you'll take our call.
No, of course. A gentleman must do that.
I just wonder, man, Leruma, do you have interest in football beyond just being a lawyer?
I owned a club called Leruma United since 2001. And I was a referee in football in 1985.
Wow.
And I was a prosecutor of Sovenga Football League in 1992.
What happened to that club?
Andy will talk.
I appreciate you. Leruma Tabajane, a friend of the room. Monday, we're giving him a call with the three wise men. Listen, we're supposed to go to rugby now, right? But it's such a big story, that, Timmy. Such a big story. Do we leave it for tomorrow and then get into it in detail? Let's take a break while Timmy and I discuss this.
Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM.
Mazola Molefe, the South Africa's #1 football journalist, is with us. Now the Chiefs have announced the coach. It's very much like Mamelodi Sundowns releasing a statement now on Junior Mendieta. You know, 3 weeks ago, when Mazola broke the news on Coach Nabi, we've told you about Tumene Queen and what's happening at Kaizer Chiefs.
No, it do what's
let's go to the calls. Lisibe.
Mazola, congratulations. I think I would elevate you to work with Fabrizio. Let me give you your flowers while you're still alive. Well done.
Remember these times about
you
must remember.
Ay, tama good to look up. Mazola choose Linyora.
Lepa.
I was from now on, we are calling you AI Mazola.
I like it. I like it. He's used to being told otherwise.
AI Mazola.
I like it. I like it. He's used to be
AI Mazola.
6 to 7 p.m. Mandela Month is here.
We are moved by a sense of joy.
Let's commemorate Mandiba's spirit by embracing unity, compassion, and service.
When the grass turns green and the flowers bloom.
What positive change can you create in your community? Metro FM. It's where you want to be. Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM.
The referee extraordinaire is here, Victor Hlungwane. When it comes to the weekend that was, the three wise men, no one wants to hear from me or Victor. They want to know what Mazola's going to say. So we'll give him his platform. Tsapo. Yes, sir. Hey, man, now.
Mazola content, then Mazola cannot be in the same room with the principal. After principal, I got liberally the only thing that comes after that is second-hand information and wrong opinions about the law.
Off-season, man. Off-season.
Principal, I got liberally is done.
What they do, they shout in your face. All the time they want to take your place. The backstabbers.
6 to 7 p.m. Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sports.
Any statements that you'd like to say, any opinions and thoughts on everything we've spoken about? You heard my rant at the beginning of this all, right? The DStv Premiership circular came up this but 2-3 hours ago, speaking about a change in logo on the sleeves. So therefore, hold up, don't print any tops, don't get anything ready, don't put the old DStv Premiership logo on because we're changing the logo, they said. Like I said, this is one of the most professionally and you can say whatever you want. You can say, Andile, but Arna VAR, no. This is one of the most bankable entities in South Africa. Because whether you like it or not, come Derby Day, there's 90,000. Come any other day, there's millions that are watching, that are going to stadiums, although not as many as we would like as far as the going to the stadiums is concerned. So an entity like that doesn't run on chance. You can take my word on this one. Taking your voice notes on 060-552-7303. Calls on 086-000-2160. And also, Luruma Tobejan, we just spoke to him now, right? Do you know, we've had him here for every step of this conversation. As far as the matter on Royal AM is concerned. It's more than a year later, and they're still in denial about it. 6 windows FIFA ban. But they're saying no. We're still going to fight this, just like we fought the Nascimento one. This one here, we're still going to fight as well. Many of you initially said, leave it alone. I don't know how you feel now. Let's listen to some voice notes and then take your calls.
All right, here we go. Call Metro FM now on 0860 002160. Drop us a voice note on 060 552 7303.
Waking up, down turned up.
Where was Mr. Tevechan when my brother, was playing at Bupilo, Impilo, with Senzo Meiwa, the late Senzo Meiwa, and Bu Excellent Walaza. When my brother decided to change his wrong age.
He decided.
I wish Mr. Tobejana was there at that time, man, so that he could have represented him. Maybe he could have gone far. Okay, hi, Asas.
Good evening, Andile. Good evening to the listeners. Yon, as you have said, we must add 1 and 1 to make it 2 or 22. You are telling the truth, Andile. This thing of DStv Premiership for the next season, it won't be, because honestly, when you check in the mails that you're talking about, the DStv doesn't have money anymore. So we are waiting for the big announcement, and believe me, Ms. Koa, my opinion is that we're going back to SAB. I thank you.
Yeah, man.
Do this guy still have his documents from primary school if they say he's not cheating, so that he can have his document from the lower levels of school, of education? Then I can say he's not cheating. But if his registration from primary and high school says the other thing, and the right document says the other thing, I think they are cheating. And there's a lot of cheating there. This guy must just tell the truth, because the documents from school will tell each and everything. It's not...
Oh, you got cut
good
there,
evening,
sorry.
Andile.
Eta?
It's Mzwadile. Yeah,
Hola, Mzwa.
Andy, Mr. Toveshani must tell us the truth, man. We've seen this movie before, and it's a known fact in PSL that players that are born in 1985 will say they are born in 1990. They will reduce their years by 4 years, 3 years. Why was this guy all along using the incorrect ID number and not changing
by 5 years?
And
boy.
only when he was about to play professional football, then he decided, no. I was not born 4 years ago. Actually, I was born on this year. Something is fish here, Andy Lehman. We know this movie. We've seen it before.
Well, he's going to be playing professional football out at Chipa United now, so you judge for yourself.
Andile, good afternoon, my brother.
Hey.
You know, I just want to comment about the thing that was said by Gayton McKenzie, the Minister of Sport, that the sponsorship of the fans by the government or by SAFA, it will end. I think it's a good move, but still people of South Africa have got money. We've got tycoons who will still sponsor these people. It's Moses Mukwena from Kogoela. Thank you.
Thank you, Moses.
Hi, Andile. Bongo smata ka Dobsonville. Andile ndicinga uba iSundowns ngoku ayizuwina iligi yodwa njengoba kuno-Steve Compella noManqoba Mqethi. Ukhumbule ikhona la season babekhoshe beyi-3 noRulani.
Yeah.
iSundowns yawina i-treble lo season leyo. Ngo ndivuyisa le nto iSundowns ingathathanga omnye ukhosha iqhubeke ngoSteve Compella noManqoba Mqethi ngoba at least bayazi Sundowns and nama-player bayabaza abakhosha.
Okay.
So isesigqibo noko sindivuyisile noko akufani. Sitsho zehle izibilini ngo. Enkosi Andile, bonkosi Madaga from Dobsonville.
Enkosi, appreciate it. Take one more, then let's take the calls.
This is Vuyo in PE. Yeah, I just wanna congratulate Chiefs for getting Napi finally. But all is not done, eh? We're waiting for players now.
Why don't you announce that Itumeleng Khune is done as a player?
About only Napi and his technical
at Chiefs.
Team. We want quality players. We want better players in Kaizer Chiefs. I hope Chiefs is not trying to make us forget that, okay, we have to sign players and now maybe they are done. This is Kaizer Chiefs, Baba. This is family business. Anything is possible.
I appreciate it, but I don't understand Kaizer Chiefs. Why don't you just, release the statement to say, as a player, Itumeleng Khune is, just because, having the fans, everybody's opinions and thoughts on it. Itunale Lesotho, we saw him. Everybody else is in Turkey. So clearly, his contract has not been renewed. Mazola's told you this from the get-go. But let's take your calls. Tsecho is out in Pretoria, wants to speak about Mahebe. Mahebe Aring.
Mahebe, my bra. Mahebe fella. This PSL thing, you're right, you're spot on. There's something fishy going on there.
What do you think it is? What do you think it is? You're an intelligent man, Tsecho.
I am a brand. I'm not. 7 years.
What's again, Papa? Scott
Andile bona.
Yeah.
Bergemang, Shekulisi is in South Africa right now. Keep us up, my bra.
Say that again, Tsecho. Orenge?
Kere. Shekulisi no is in South Africa. Ole uko France. So utlile no.
Oh, Siyakolisi. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Timmy, you must make a plan, man. You must get a shirt. We'll send it to Sia because otherwise, I'm tired of Tsecho. Tsecho, the day we do, you'll be the first to know. Let's go to Yanga. Yanga is out in Tanzania. Hey, Yanga.
Man.
Talk to me. No, on the right, man, the right.
Yeah, the right, man. Hey, I'm just worried. I'm just worried. Since Menunabi and I'm congratulating in Kaizer Chiefs for finally getting Unapi.
Okay.
But again, it's interesting one. Why go quiet? You take players. You sign a ban.
Hey, Yanga, let me ask you a question, Yanga. For a long time, as Chiefs fans, you kept on asking, who signs players at Kaizer Chiefs, right? Because you didn't want Bobby, you didn't want other people other than the coach signing players, correct?
Exactly.
But Nabi just arrived, Izolo, so who's signing Nini? Don't you want to give him a chance? The window is still open. There's still a good, what is it, maybe a month even before he first rivale. Why don't you give them a chance?
Yes, I think it's just us as fans being impatient when I put my Marage, yeah, we still have chance, at least scenario about 2 or 3 weeks more to.
Because you don't want them to rush that decision either, correct?
Yes, Putam, yes, Putam.
So give him a chance. Nabi needs to play with the players so that he can see that according to him, where is he lacking? Unid Antoni, does he need a striker? Does he need where's his corny players? Which ones can he use? Which ones will he not use? Then from that assessment, surely then Nabi can come up and say, guys, I need this and this and this. These are players I already know. Show me some more. Let's see who we can get. I don't know what happens at Chiefs, but I would think that that's a correct thinking.
Yeah, I know exactly. That's the point. No. We will try as much to be patient with him. Then, yeah, we're only hoping for the best for him, though.
Yanga, I appreciate it, man. And you're going to be playing Yanga just now. Karabo is out in Limpopo, wants to speak about Minister Gayton McKenzie. Yeah, Karabo.
Hey, it's my brother.
No, I'm good, man. Talk to me.
I want to talk about this of Gayton McKenzie. I think if he's going to take the money and put it back to the sports, maybe to help fund the sports.
This is Gayton McKenzie saying that, Minister Gayton McKenzie saying that he's no longer going to be funding the super fans. That's Mama Joy, who's probably the most popular one, and crew to travel around with national teams for support. You're saying it's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing because, look, with us, I play goalball. It's sports for blind people. Where you throw the ball and then you play 5-a-side. It's a sort of soccer for us.
Yeah.
It's a goalball for blind people.
Yeah.
So when we play that sport, we don't have funding, but you see people going to France. We're supposed to be in Pretoria at HPC on Saturday. We're struggling to find a near 10,000. We've been tried the National Council. We've been tried the sports and we tried everywhere, but they'll tell us that they don't have budget.
Did you try the Department of Sports?
Yes, we tried the Department of Sports. They said they don't have budget. And remember, most of us, we are living with our disability grant. And to get 2,000 each so that it can be 10,000, so that on Wednesday or Thursday we can leave, so that we can affiliate.
So you guys play football for the blind, which is like a 5-a-side almost. There's 5 of you.
Yeah, it's a goal ball.
You need 10.
It's what we call goal ball.
I've seen it.
Yes.
You need 10,000 rands. You need 10,000 rands in order to go to HPC, which is the highest performance center.
Yes, we need to be on Thursday, so that Friday morning we can affiliate and stuff. But we are failing, and it's hurting us to see that we can't, do the sport that we can do. Maybe we can also, because our aim is to play, and maybe some of us will qualify to be in the South African team that will go to the Olympics next time when they play goalball. But if we don't play, especially here in Limpopo, we don't have sports. We have to go down to Pretoria. You just imagine, here we only play amongst ourselves. We don't have committee. So we're not invited to go to Pretoria. We don't have any funding. Anything. It's hurting me, my brother.
All right. No, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hopefully that message gets out there. I'm mistaken, Timmy. Kaizer Chiefs did come out. Longest serving player and club captain Dumela Nkuna has been handed a new contract, which will see him play for Amakosi for one final season, taking his professional career to 2 decades. Mazola, eat that. And this was sent out just after 2 o'clock. Missed that one. So there you go. Correcting myself on that one there. Congratulations for that one there. Let's go to Benzo. Benzo's out in Palm Ridge. Wants to speak about that age cheating saga. Benzo.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah, I just have 2 questions for the lawyer. Unfortunately, he's no longer on the line. I just want to ask him, what evidence does he have that the player he was using a wrong age all along, all these years? Because he's saying...
No, man, Timmy, this is 2023. Sorry, Benzo. Timmy's sending me misinformation here. But nonetheless, carry on. I'll correct it just now.
Yeah, like I was saying, what evidence does the lawyer have that the player has been using a wrong age all along? Is there an evidence?
No, remember he had an ID. He had an ID that said a different age. Now he was changing that because he says the one that he has is wrong. So he was changing that to a new one. And the evidence that he says he has, he says that Home Affairs made a mistake.
So like it's just a word of mouth.
Well, it's his word.
Oh, all right, okay.
Benzo, appreciate it. So Timmy sends me, Timmy and Propilani, they send me a player update here, and I'm thinking, oh, but this is the 2023, and I guess what they're saying is Chiefs did announce Kune pens his final Chiefs contract as a player in 2023. So as far as Chiefs is concerned, I guess they're correct in saying we have announced. We told you last year already that this is his final contract as a player. That's what they're telling me. So what I've been saying still remains true. So Timmy, stop disturbing me here. I know what I'm doing. Let's go to KG. KG's out in turf. KG, he's gone. Tsapo Masela, I see you are there. I see your voice notes as well. I see all your calls coming in. A lot of you are asking me questions about what I was saying earlier about the DStv Premiership. But I want to know your thoughts on what I'm saying now that you're looking into this and you're looking at 1+1. Is it giving you 2? Is it giving you 2? Tsapo.
Hi man,
Tsapo, hi man. No, I'm good.
I'm an Orlando Pirates fan, and I'm really concerned about the Mamelodi Sundowns coaching department because, you know, when you've been trying to gather strength and exercise so hard to defeat a certain Goliath, you want to defeat Goliath when he's still very strong. So my fear is that the coaching department in Sundowns, the people that are there, they might turn Sundowns into an average team. And as Pirates, we might end up winning the league when Sundowns is weak, and it will not be as entertaining as winning the league and defeating the strongest Mamelodi Sundowns. So
but when you say the people that are there, you've got Mangoba there, you've got Steve there. They were there during the big win days. They're very capable. Both of them actual head coaches. Why would you think they would weaken the team?
Because we've seen the recent team. It just appeared. If you've seen when Rulani departed, it was the incident that happened even before he departed, it made it quite obvious that most of the players are emotionally attached to Coach Rulani, and you can tell that them. If you can look at the games that they were winning, it was just mentality, the winning mentality that was there. So my concern is
so then, what are you going to say about Pizzo? They were the same players, majority. They were winning under Pizzo.
These are the players that were winning under Pito, but remember that Pito was working with Rulani. I don't know if what is trending about.
I think you forget that Rulani left Pito. Pito continued to win.
Yeah, but I'm saying that was the team that was built by Pito. Pito continued to win, and when Pito left, and Pito worked with Rulani, when Pito left, Rulani came and he found some bunch of players and also did recruit some of the players within the Mamelodi Sundowns team. But Rulani's time at Sundowns, he created some personal bond with most of the players. That the question that is asked, will they still give the 100% to these remaining coaches the same way they give to Rulani Mokwena? And if they cannot do that, obviously that will automatically weaken Mamelodi Sundowns. Because
let me tell you, Tsapo, in the industry of football, and I hear you, and you know there was a bond. You know it because Coach Rulani told us when he was here. And you know, I've told Rulani when he's here in person, I've told him in private as well, that I think he's amazing. But it would be very sad for professional soccer players who've seen coaches come in and out if they put their careers on the line and don't perform because they're attached to a coach. I think even Rulani would not want that for them. So I highly doubt it. These are players that have seen coaches come and go in the different clubs that they were at. Coaches they liked, coaches they didn't like. But if they're going to put it all on the line, their careers and their lives for a coach and sacrifice the team, it would be very sad.
Let me compete with Propilani, and your producers must record this conversation that the current coaching system will turn Mamelodi Sundowns into an average team next year. Mid-season, I want your producer to replay this conversation because that is exactly what is going to happen.
No, the two of them are feeding me misinformation today. I don't trust them, so I'll do it myself. I appreciate it. Let's go to Lunga. Lunga.
Good evening, Ma.
I hope I didn't confuse you, man.
No, it didn't. No, man. A little bit about what you just said in the beginning of the show. Where there's smoke, there's fire, my brother. And as I told you before, I wish things could be done a little bit better, but we don't know what's happening with DStv because.
But wait, now from the circular that I read to you and everything that you've been seeing, and you know the PSL. The PSL, yes, we hammer them because we love the league and we love what it does for football. You know they're a professional league. That's why our league is what it is in Africa. What do you think is happening? 1+1. What do you think is happening?
1+1 is 0, my brother. Okay, let's pass on into I wanted to talk about Kune a little bit fast. As always, I'm not hard on our PSL teams and all that, but with Kune, it's a different story. Chiefs were clear about his contract, and also I think he must also take Trompo Kekana's advice. He will never find any other suitable conditions than.
Do you remember what people did to Trompo when he said that? I was with him. He said it on Soccer Zone. People went at him.
Yeah, no, man. Like he was. Kune is the lucky one. I don't want to lie. Like they give you 2 years is the last one. They give you 1 year, and with a suitable, I can say with a suitable, nice contract. Even if Beba Katum but I feel like you can prepare at least something out of it.
I appreciate you. Thank you very much, man. We've got to get out of here. I mean, I love it when we have that much time to be able to engage. But just to correct that again, what the two producers of this show, Pro Pilani and Timmy, were saying was, because I had said that Chiefs need to make the announcement. So they sent me the announcement of the year extension from last year to say, here it is. They said it was the last contract that a 2 million Kune was getting. 7 o'clock, top of the hour. Some people's favorite time because they get to interact with Faith. Hello.
Hi.
Are you well?
I'm good, thanks. And you? How
Can I tell you, me and you do this all the time, and I look at you and I say, I wonder if one day, we'll have a chance to come home to each other, right? Will stars ever align? And it gets me thinking about a conversation that I've had with myself more than anything about, is there such a thing as one's one true love? Is there such a thing as, is there such a thing as a soulmate? Yeah. One true love, the one that it doesn't matter what happens in life, like in the beautiful movie that I love so much, The Notebook, one will return to the other. Even if you're married now with 3 kids, the universe will gather itself, and that arrow that it shot me and you with will find a way to collaborate and be together. Do you believe that what is meant to be will be in a love sense? Do you believe that a man that you think is your one true love, even if he's married right now and you're living your life, you've got a man, somehow the universe will bring you together? Or do you think that, it doesn't necessarily work like that? You don't always end up with whom you think is your true love. You make the best truth out of the love that you're with.
It's so funny. Had you asked me this question about maybe, let's say, 10, 15 years ago, I would have said, no, everybody's got that one true love and you've got a soulmate and there's only one person for one pot, for one lid. But I think as you grow up, you start realizing, or at least I hope not. I hope there's not just one true love. I hope that life presents us with opportunities to love and love and love again, because I think that our hearts have got a big enough capacity to be able to express love in different forms. Will I love you the same as I love somebody else? Probably not, because you're different personalities, you're different people. But I hope that the world that we live in, the God that we have, the God that we serve, the God that lives in us can give us enough capacity to be able to experience love over and over and over again. And I'll tell you why. Because in some relationships, you'll find that a person meets this soulmate of theirs, and then just before, on the day of the wedding, I once heard the story, on the day of the wedding, that person dies. Or the day after the wedding, the person dies. Or something happens and the other partner's deceased, so the other partner gets sick and then they die. That's a loss of love. And if there was only one true love, it means that you will not be given an opportunity to love again.
You can love again, but it won't be your one true love.
But then you see, but how sad would it be to know that you've only got an opportunity to experience truest form of love only once? I hope, and I choose not to believe that we only get an opportunity to love and love truly once. I pray that our hearts have got enough expanded capacity so that I can love and love you and love again if it does not work out with you. Because otherwise, what is this life if we're only meant to experience the highest form of expression of love just once, and highest expression of happiness just once. It doesn't make sense to me. The romantic in me does not want to believe that I can only love and love once, because you and me come home to each other, something, heaven forbid, something happens to either you or something happens to either me. Are you telling me if it happens in my age, in my 30s, that I'll never be able to love again? Life is too long for me to live in a space where I do not fill that capacity.
Have you ever
in my
seen
heart
people
with love?
that are married and they're happy? They're very happy. They've got kids and they love their husbands, but they go to the graveside every now and then to go play their regards to the one man or the one woman they
the
truly
one
ever
person
did
that they love.
Yeah, because it doesn't stop them from loving again and moving on and having a great life. But that lying there, using your example of death, of somebody being deceased, that lying there is the actual one true
But then
love.
I feel like that's settling. Because in essence, if I'm gonna be with you at home, but I'm gonna go to the gravesite to be with somebody else or to pay homage to somebody else, that means that what I have at home is not enough to fill the capacity of my heart. That in itself is a true, very sad sense of existence. I feel like we need an hour for things like this.
Yeah, we don't have the time. It's 4 after the hour 7. Talk to me. What do you have going on?
Lots in store for us this evening as we're going into the politics and current affairs of the 7th administration. In conversation with us this evening is the Health Minister, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, newly appointed Health Minister, former Home Affairs Minister. I think we've got a lot to talk about because the Home Affairs Minister, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, at the time that we were going into elections, he was busy with the fixing of Home Affairs. He was busy with making sure that we are aligned in terms of legislation and policy. Now he's been moved to the Department of Health, a space that he occupied under President Jacob Zuma, if you remember. He was the Minister of Health, and now he's back in the Ministry of Health. So he's going to talk to us a little bit about that. And then, yes, your bundle of joys went back to school today, but unfortunately not for all schools was it a very pleasant return. We're going to be looking at the state of affairs in the education space with the Limpopo Education MEC as well as the Gauteng Education MEC as well. And then after 8 o'clock, we're going to be unpacking something that I think it's time for us to unpack it in the most, we'll handle it the most sensitive kind of way. But this evening we're talking about cancer. Did you know that by 2030, they're saying that the predictions are that we will have in this country alone 220,000 new cancer cases.
That's in 6 years. That's now.
New, not the existing ones. New cancer.
Does it say what type of cancer, or is it just general cancer?
We're gonna go into it. We're gonna talk about because it's something that we don't speak about enough, especially
cancer. as African people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh no, we need to do that. 6 after the hour 7. I've taken too much of Faith's time to, get my love dots together. Are you someone's one true love? Are you with your one true love in this cold weather? Or are you holding somebody else thinking of your one true love? Got to get out of here. Thank you for being a part of the show. I appreciate you. Today, wena or le para. Pella pella. Manso me.
We don't play games.
We run this mother.
We wrote the game.
Up in here, it's burning.
Metro FM. It's where you want to be.